I just want to give you a look at my XR10. Got my own chassis in it, something I designed. Cantilever shock chassis, made of Lexan. Mounted the body to it. Most of the XR10 crawlers I've seen are kind of low and stiff, and I'm going to try out something different. If I don't like it, I can always go back to the stock chassis. It's sitting right in here, laying around in parts. So I can always go back to this. There's nothing wrong with it. It's a nice chassis. But I kind of like my chassis. I like my chassis design. And once I figure out how to get a little more steering, this will really be set up for it. There's no shocks in the way. And really don't know. I think I might be able to get just a little bit more steering angle. Can always bend this a little bit too if I had to. Kind of a conventional shock setup in the back, pretty much, right? Right now I've got it really dialed up, so it's really, really stiff. You can just spin it right down, change the whole characteristic of the vehicle just by dialing it up and down. And my chassis design is really, it's because the chassis is so light, I'm not too worried about the chassis being a little high up. It doesn't seem to affect its climbing ability or side hilling ability from when I was testing it with other axles. But I like having something where I can either run it really limp, really flexible and limp, and just slither through everything, or I could tighten it down and leap around a little bit. But you can see it's an awful lot of articulation for what you might usually see on an XR10. Without the body on it, you can lay it upside down and the wheels will touch, but with the body on it, it doesn't, because the shape of the body, I thought it'd be fun to put the XR10 body on it, because it's such a crazy chassis. It's a really kind of unique chassis, and it's kind of funny to hide it, so you don't even see it. Little bits of it. You can see the I've got these links, got little 1/8" tie links up top, and I've got the body secured with a screw here, which I think is going to work better for me than pins. I have a heck of a time with pins. I'm going to try to get those pins. It's a pain in my butt, but I can always make those into screws later, but I kind of like the pins for now. Later I could drill and tap those, cut them off, drill and tap them, and I can make those two little screw bosses if I wanted to, but it's kind of nice just having this one screw up here. Makes it really, really secure. And so that way when you're taking a dump, boom, instead of me hitting my chassis and shock stuff, I'm just hitting a fairly disposable aluminum plate and battering a screw. Boom. So, I could fall off of tall rocks. This is a very heavy machine compared to my last one. This has got really heavy motors. So when this comes down really heavy, it'd be nice to have something to protect everything. Kind of see I got the motor clocked up out of harm's way in the back, more so than in the front. If you watch how it moves, you'll notice that there's almost no change in caster as I move up and down on the front. Pretty big change in caster in the back, especially towards the end of its travel. The body limits travel up and down, but it doesn't limit articulation. And there's no reason for the body to be traveling up and down. It's not a monster truck. It's not going off of jumps and landing and fully compressing and racing around. It's crawling rock, so if it wants to get up on top of something or has to slither through a gap or something like that, the body allows for it. Did a lot of work on all the links and engineering and all the points and everything. It's got some rather unconventional things going on, which which I will show you another time. Because it's late, man. It is 9:43, and I've been down here tinkering way too long. I have to go up and see my family before they wonder what happened to me.